Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new Doctor Who review for today. So this review is, of course, on Doctor Who, The Revenge of the Cybermen. And this story is the last story from season 12, starring Tom Baker as the Fourth Doctor, Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane Smith, and of course, as Ian Marter as Harry Sullivan. So as you can tell, since I last done my video, my background's kind of changed now. I've got my box sets over here, and of course over here, and I've added some new pictures. Like I got this for Christmas off my Uncle Darren Auntie Monday of all of the Doctors apart from John Hurt and of course the Fugitive Doctor. And I've actually added me series 5, 6 and 7, 5, 6 and 10 postcards in picture frames. So, let me dive into the review of Doctor Who, The Revenge of the Cybermen. So, I'm going to show you what I own of this story in highly glory in different formats. So, I own the Target book of this story. I own 2 VHS copies of Revenge of the Cybermen. So, we have the original VHS release and the 2001 release of Revenge of the Cybermen. And then, of course, it was released on DVD back in 2010-11 time with Silver Nemesis, so you can actually get it in this box set. And, of course, it was released with the rest of the stories from Season 12 in Doctor Who The Collection Season 12. So, what can I say about Revenge of the Cybermen that makes me want to do this review on it? Well, people look at this story not really great. They don't think of it like one of the best stories of Tom Baker's era. I really think this is an underrated story because even though this story was like the last story of the season and half the budget you can tell went on for the Centauran experiment, robot and of course Genesis of the Daleks, this story, I have to admit, was brilliant. Honestly, I do enjoy this for what it is. Now, this is the return of the Cybermen since 1968 story, The Invasion. And of course, somewhere out there in the galaxy, the Cybermen have gone into hiding since the Cyber Earth Wars. And of course, this whole story features Voga, the planet of gold, which allowed the humans to find the Cybermen's weakness. And this is actually set at the end of the Cyber Wars. So, the Cyber Wars have been this big, massive Doctor Who thing since, basically, for the Cybermen, since the early 60s, late 60s, I think. So, Revenge of the Cybermen. So, basically, we take off from where we last saw the Doctor, Sarah, and Harry. We're holding on to the time ring, flying through space to get back to Nova Beacon, which is where they were in, of course, the Ark in Space, which is a phenomenal story. Revenge of the Cybermen, it's literally just reusing the sets they had from the Ark in Space, which is brilliant. This story features the return of the Cybermats as well. And this is actually the very first story to feature a cyber leader. Yes, back in the 60s we saw Cybermats, we had the Cyber Controller and the Cyber Units, but this is the very first time we actually had a cyber leader, a Cyberman with like the black headpiece. And I have to admit, I really do like this one. So, the Cybermen have been working with Kelvin. Well, we basically think Kelvin's working with the Cybermen, really, to go around giving the humans this kind of deadly plague to infect them. And, of course, we'll find out that Cameron is actually working with the Vogans, with Boris, to try and destroy the Cybermen by letting them fly a rocket into the cyber ship to blow them up, which we do find out a bit later on. So, of course, during this whole story, Sarah ends up getting infected by the plague. And, of course, the Doctor sending her through the transmat beam down to the planet Voga. And, of course, Harry being Harry's like, look, it's actually funny gold. Look, we're not going to steal your gold when the Vogans come to arrest him. This story is iconic to me because it has so many great lines in it. Like, Harry Sullivan is an imbecile! Where the Doctor literally shouts that out in the caves and goes back unconscious. And of course we have that epic line from Tom Baker going, "You got no home planet, you're bloomin' Snarkins. You're just a bunch of pathetic tin soldiers lurking around the galaxy in an ancient spaceship." I just honestly flat out really enjoy this story. For me, this is one of the best stories from season 12. The 3 best ones for me, I'm going to say, is definitely Ark in Space, Genesis of the Daleks, and I have to say Revenge of the Cybermen, and then then Robot, and then the Santoran Experiment. I really love Revenge of the Cybermen. It's my favourite third story from this season. And I wish Tom Baker had more Cybermen stories in his run. Luckily, Big Finish have gone and picked up some more Cybermen, because we have got The Return to Teros, which is a phenomenal story starting the Fourth Doctor with Leela going back to Teros where the Cybermen are. I have to admit, the actual actors that played the Cybermen were done absolutely brilliant. I think they do. I do like the Vulcan's design. I think the Vulcan sign is actually the same design as the Gallifreyan symbol. I have to admit, when I saw that, I was like, when did Time Lords go to the planet Vulcan? You know what, we never know, do we? You know, timey-wimey stuff, eh? Yeah, timey-wimey. Timey-wimey. I have no idea where he picks this stuff up. yeah, you know, very timey-wimey. Revenge of the Cybermen, to me, it's an underrated story. I think it's not really appreciated a lot by fans, and I think it should be. I really do think it should be. I mean, in Doctor Who The Collection Season 12, if you haven't got the limited edition, try and get the standard release, because it actually boosts the story up with new CGI effects, which really help the story lash out so much, because it really does match up with the Ark in Space, like, special effects we had when that was released on special edition on DVD. I really enjoy Revenge of the Cybermen. It's not a brilliant story, but I do consider it to be a very, very underrated. Out of all of the Tom Baker stories, I'm going to have to say I need to rank them all. I need to do an up-to-date video of me ranking all of the Fourth Doctor stories, because it's been 2 to 3 years since I last did one of them for Tom Baker, where I talked about every single one of his stories. That's one of the very first videos I ever did. I really do like watching this story. Going back and rewatching it, you know, it gives you some great memories of the Cybermen during the Troughton and Hartnell eras. And the fact that Cybermen literally have this story only for the 70s and then come back in the 80s with a bang. This story is very, very overlooked. And to be honest with you, I can understand why, because when you look at the original CGI effects and stuff that you get on the DVD and the VHSs, and of course, your imaginary helps out with the Target novel book. This story, for me, it's very, very underrated. I know people think it's not the best story with the Cybermen, but I'm going to be honest. I actually think this is very underrated. I really do enjoy this one. If I was going to rate this story, I'm going to have to say a 7 out of 10, because I still really enjoy it. I think Tom Baker is phenomenal as the Doctor. So, let me know in the comments, what do you think of Doctor Who, Revenge of the Cybermen? Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe, share, and join for more awesome Doctor Who content. Have a cracking day tomorrow, and join me on Saturday when I wish you all a very, very happy new year, as it is New Year's Eve, and we're going into 2023, which is, of course, the 60th anniversary year for Doctor Who. And, of course, it is also the 50th anniversary for Season 10. It is also the 40th anniversary for Season 20, and it is actually also the 10th anniversary for Series 7 Part 2, as well as the Day of the Doctor and Time of the Doctor. So many anniversaries 2023 is going to have. We've got the 60th, the 50th to Season 10, the 20th, the 40th anniversary for Season 20, the 10th anniversary for Series 7 Part 2. We're going to have some great iconic stuff, aren't we? So thank you for watching, and have a cracking day.